Welcome everybody to our show. This is Custom Fab Garage on our channel Octane TV on YouTube. Make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button, and on top of that, make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you can get all the new content that comes out weekly and even every day.
The radio is extremely long, kind of like the BMW style. I'll measure that and see how far it is, if it's similar to the BMW and everything like that. But it is really, really nice. It does look super clean. Obviously, it's just extremely bright because of the way this is. But they were supposed to upgrade this, but it's still analog. I'm not quite sure why they did that. That's a kind of fail in my opinion, because the Bronco has a full digital dash. Full digital. This is full digital, even larger. So why would you leave this analog? It was supposed to be updated, so not quite sure. But this looks really nice. I will give them credit on that. Well, we're gonna start with taking this piece off here. The older Jeeps, what you would do is you would pull down on this top part right here. This one's a lot different than the other ones too. See, everything's changed. This is crazy. So we just unclipped this like the older ones. And pulled this side down. Okay, there we go. So it's very similar to how the other one pulled off, but it's kind of a little bit different. So that's what that one looks like. It just doesn't, like the older one kind of rolled down. This one kind of snaps in and then still connects up underneath here. So we're gonna just keep going from there and see how this goes. Next step we're going to do is we're going to take this piece off on the side here. We're going to take our plastic pry tool and pry this out and pray that everything is super accessible. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this out here. Got one here at the bottom that wants to not be very nice. There you go. That bad boy's out. There's all your push pins on the back. That's what it looks like behind that. That's pretty similar to the previous models as well. So we've got one 7mm down there. We've got another 7mm here, one here, one there. We're probably gonna take this one off and this one off. We're gonna remove anything that's probably one to the speaker right there. So this one's probably to the speaker box. I'm just gonna remove them all, take them all off. Never hurts to take off all of them, because at least we can get this out. That's my plan. This project we're gonna be using our drill and our right hand Milwaukee that we pretty much use for everything, and that way it just makes it a whole lot easier just getting all these screws. We also had to use the right angle 7mm, and let me tell you, Jeep, just stop it. Look at this. You can't even get back there no matter what. So we're gonna take a ratcheting wrench like everybody talks about, see what we can do, maybe even a right angle, a thinner right angle head like a manual. I'll try that and see what happens. Oh look, we have a winner. Just get that bad boy in there and then you can just ratchet it out. Luckily I have awesome tools. This little guy right here, this little Titan guy right here gets into everything. I also have a black one too, whichever one you prefer. We got them all out, and I will let you know once you get this halfway out, you can't go anymore. So I had to take it all out by finger. Lovely. I'm gonna go ahead and start taking off all these screws over here, here, probably here, probably here, probably here. I'm just gonna start taking everything I can apart to see how easy it is to get this thing out of here. Might even take this one off. Might even take off these two 10 mils. I don't know. I'm gonna take all this stuff off and let you know what I take off and need to take off. Right now I've taken off every single thing over here because I look at it as I'm gonna try to figure out a way to get this pot out of here the easiest possible way. Just to let you know, you're gonna have to pull out and pull back on this. Boom. And then this piece will come off. It's got two clips here A little piece here. It looks like we're gonna have to, I don't know what that is, but they put a screw. There's a screw under here somewhere, I'm telling you. Because, yeah, right back there. Look, right there. They put a freaking screw right there. What kind of stupid, right there. Why would you put a screw there? Dude, I'm telling you, Chrysler and Jeep, you need to be freaking fired for this crap. So my 7mm ratcheting wrench is gone. So I'm going to use a regular wrench because it's the only thing you can get up in this lovely thing. So I'm just going to take it off with a regular wrench because look, this is all the room that you have right there. This has got to be the dumbest thing I have ever seen a company do. Probably in the 25 years I've ever been doing this. They absolutely make this the worst way to have to try to get something off. God, I need a ratcheting wrench. So look how easy that is to move now that we removed this one last stupid screw right down here. This is moving a whole lot, and this piece looks kind of, yeah, it is separated. I'm gonna try to pull this top part of this dash piece off and see if I can get this to be separated from the bottom here. Because look, it looks like it's separated. See? Let me see. Okay, there is a screw right here you need to take out. So we're gonna pull this back just to be able to get the screw out. So just to let everybody know, there's one screw here and one screw here. This one came out easy. I had to use the right angle on this one, or you could maybe use a long screwdriver and come through the steering wheel and then hit it right there. So right now we've got both of these out. I think that this whole piece will come up now. That was wrong. But I'm thinking about trying to separate this piece from this piece. See what happens. Look at that. Boom. That piece unclips right there from that piece. So if we can get this piece out, if we can get this piece out by itself, this one out, we can just get the pot out. Okay, so there is a screw behind this one right here, and I'm using a stubby to get to it, to try to get to it the easiest way. It's basically connected to this bottom panel, but behind this panel. Just to let you guys know, I got the stubby right there where it's at. It's hard to see, but it's right back there. Got it out. It basically had a clip right there at the top. I got this whole piece out. Isn't that amazing? Now, I will say, at least Jeep has designed it to where you can get this part off and you don't have to take the whole dash off. That's awesome. We did have to unplug this, so basically we just slid this red part up and then you can push down and you can get into there. So that's pretty awesome. I'm gonna plug that back in right now. Other than that, we've got to figure out how this thing comes out of here, which looks like there's got to be another screw somewhere. Don't know where the other screw is, but I'm gonna find that. There might be that one way up in there, maybe. Because we've removed this one, we've removed this one, and there's a third one somewhere hiding, but I'll find it. Guess what I found back there behind that pink plug right there? Boom! There's the screw. So we're just gonna take a regular screwdriver and get that out of there. That should be the third one for this pod. We went ahead and unsnapped this top piece because I'm gonna go ahead and just take off this screw right here. I think there's, yeah, and one screw right there. This one, right underneath there. I'm gonna take those both off just so that I can get rid of this piece out of the equation right here. Removed one screw, removed one screw. We did that using the right angle right here because it's a pain in the butt to get up into here and to here. Let me tell you, I'm just pulling this up. We have not removed this yet because there's a thing in the middle. Not quite sure what goes to that. Ooh, looky here. That's probably why it's not going anywhere. So we got to take that out too. And I bet that'll let me pull this out to get this out because this is holding this from coming out. No luck. So we're gonna go through the bottom. We're gonna take off this 8, 10, and 10 and see if we can move this bar and get it out. We got all those off, and there was a 7mm here we had to get off, and guess what? We got it almost completely out. So awesome. We got it out. We need to pull off these. Basically, I just unplugged this plug right here, pushing down here from here. Take off these 3/7 so we can take this off. Well, there's the cavity right there. Now, I didn't have to take everything off, but That's a lot just to be able to get that out, but at least it came out. That is all the bolts you're gonna have to take off to be able to get all this out of here. And it is a lot of right angle stubbies and everything to get this out of here, but we got it out of here, thank God. So what I'm going to try to make work. These do work on the JLs for the 18 and up and Gladiators, 2020 and up. So I'm praying that they work on this because it is a 2024. So it has been 6 years and it has been almost 4 years. It's a JP-1014. I will put a link down in the description below, made by Metra, and replaces these so we can put a 6.5 in here. I am just praying that it will work the same as this. So let's just make sure that this, because our biggest thing is we don't want to have to use like a 4-inch or a 5 1/4 in here. We want to put a 6.5. So with this, there's just no way to do it. This would actually be able to replace it all. Does look the same, so I think we're in business. The instructions look very similar. When you look at the instructions for this, it's very similar to how we took it apart, only we just did not take the top part of the dash, the front part of the dash, or this part off. It may be different on a 2024, so that may be why, but on the passenger side, we'll know. Now, we got this off, but it was 2 pieces right here. So when we go to do the passenger side, we'll know if it has changed a lot or has not changed. 726514-12. These are the harnesses that came with them. That's pretty awesome. So I'll put the link down description below. You just click on that description, click on the link, and it'll go right to your door from Amazon. Same way with these, I'll put a link down below. It's right underneath the video, down in the description. Click on that, and then boom, you'll be able to buy these as well. Not too bad so far. Now, if you have the 23 and under to 18 or Gladiator, you're gonna have to probably take the whole dash apart. So I apologize for that, that sucks. But they have made it a little easier on the 2024s, and I hope it continues to keep being easier as we do this, but we'll see. Go ahead and unscrew this screw. Basically these 3 screws, take the speaker out, pull the harness from the back, and then we're gonna put it into there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull that whole grommet piece, that's a big rubber grommet piece, we're gonna pull that out so that we can transfer that part into this part right here. We went ahead and unplugged the speaker. Basically just unplugged this plug right here. So this plug, and then down in there is the rubber grommet. We're gonna push that out to the back side. This is on here like this. What I did was I pushed on this thing with a screwdriver until this came up, and then we slid this forward. There's the rubber grommet installed, hanging out the back side. We'll clip that in. Everything's ready to go. Now I will probably have to break these off. You just take some pliers and boom, boom, and probably these 2, boom, boom, because we'll have to fit a 6.5 in here. I'm probably gonna Dynamat some in here too, just to stiffen this up just a little bit. There's our speaker adapters right here. Just take that, plug it into the plug that comes outside of the pod, and then boom, that plugs right in. That way you can put an aftermarket speaker on it and you're not cutting up any of the factory harnesses. Do not cut these harnesses. Use a speaker harness. That's all you gotta do. These speaker harness adapters, they work great. This is the part number again, 726514-12. I'll put the link down in the description underneath this video. Click on that, click on the Amazon link, buy it, and they're like $10 and they come straight to your house. This will save you a lot of money and time and problems in the future. The speakers we're gonna be using, which is the Audio Dynamics 3000 series ADC CX633. We will have to change the speaker adapter pin on it. It does come with a built-in capacitor, which is really nice. These speakers are extremely beefy, really big, really nice material, but we will have to change this because it has a smaller one and a bigger one. We need to put 2 bigger ones on it because these actually use 2 bigger style. And then the capacitors on there. These speakers are very high quality, especially when you want to compare what you have before. So there's your comparison of what you have before and after. Kind of crazy. I know what I'd rather have. take a pair of pliers, and then you can literally just snap these off. They come off super easy, and I'll show you. It's hard to hold the camera and do this at the same time. Kind of actually really hard to do it, to be honest with you. I might end up breaking. These are a little bit tougher to pull on. Just pull and twist, and they'll come right off, just like that. Usually they're super easy, but because these are a little thicker, that's why. We went ahead and used our Stinger Dynamat, you want to call it, whatever, sound deadener. I didn't get it up in there real good. I'll probably have to go over that, but I got it in here in multiple pieces. It weighs a lot more, and it's a lot more rigid. It used to be like, it sound hollow. Now it's just a lot thicker, a lot more rigid. We can put the speaker in there, and it should give it a little more mid-bass bass response compared to the plastic just moving like this and more rattling and rigid. You know, I want it to be as tough as possible. That way we can get as much mid-bass and bass as possible out of these. So I did also take the connector and Dynamated it down to this as well. Put some more Dynamat up in there, only because you don't want the connector jiggling around in here. So that way we can just put these speaker leads into it, and then this connector isn't bouncing off the inside of here every time the mid-bass is hitting as well. That will kind of hold it into place. We've got everything screwed in here, so it's ready. One thing I do like about these Audio Dynamic speakers is they do have a foam piece that sits in here, so that kind of helps because these don't seat properly because they are plastic, so it kind of bends it around here. But hopefully the foam piece around it will kind of help secure it in there. But this thing's pretty heavy now with this heavy duty speaker and all the Dynamat inside of there, but should sound pretty good. We bolted the 7mm back on. We're gonna take this plug here, plug it into right there, and then we're gonna put it back into the dash. So we got it back in here. What I did was I screwed this screw back in, and then this screw right here to hold it into place. We're gonna start putting this bar back together. So we got our 8mm put back on, 10mm, 10mm, 7mm, and 7mm we put back on with the ratcheting piece right here. Should be in there really secure. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in so I don't get any faults, and then test out the speaker, make sure it works before I put everything back together.